Okay, what is up there, YouTube? This is J-Man Time, and today I have a video on 5 weapons that I would personally want in a zombie apocalypse. Now, usually I would do videos on rare weapons, but this is mostly going to be casual weapons that anyone can buy or can afford as long as you have money. I have been a fan of the zombie apocalypse genre since I was a kid, and I always imagined myself trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by either undead or infected zombies. Whether it's walking zombies from Night of the Living Dead, or whether it's runners from 2004 Dawn of the Dead, or infected humans like we saw in 28 Days or 28 Weeks Later, these are some of the weapons that I would want, or at least I would hope I would have on hand at the start of the zombie apocalypse. And the first weapon on the list is the Glock 21. The Glock 21 is a semi-automatic pistol from the 1990s. This weapon is chambered for the .45 ACP, which is one of my favorite pistol cartridges due to its stopping power, and is fed by either a 13-round standard magazine or a 26-round extended magazine. There are 3 other variations of the Glock 21, including the Glock 30, the Glock 36 Slim, and the Glock 41 competition pistol, which are all basically the same concept, although they are different sizes. The Glock 21 appears in one of my favorite zombie apocalypse movies, the 2004 version of Dawn of the Dead, as the standard pistol used by the secondary character known as CJ. This weapon in that movie is powerful enough to stop a running undead type zombie in its tracks. Keep in mind, this gun is so powerful it doesn't even have to kill the zombie. A single shot is seen stunning or incapacitating these zombies throughout the movie, and the .45 ACP is clearly more powerful than the 9mm Parabellum. Earlier in the movie, there's another character named Andre, the black guy, who has a 9mm Beretta M92 pistol, and he discharges his weapon multiple times into the torso of several zombies, and these zombies are largely unaffected. But when CJ shoots a zombie multiple times with this gun, he is able to stun them with single shots. Any shot to the head or even neck area seems to completely incapacitate these zombies to the point where they are no longer able to move and are only left twitching on the ground. Obviously, a headshot will kill most zombies, but a torso shot is usually good enough if you're trying to escape a horde of running undead type zombies, which are actually the worst type of zombie you would want to face. The zombies from 28 Days Later were scary, but they were still living humans, whereas the zombies from the 2004 version of Dawn of the Dead are literally dead and have infinite stamina, able to run just as fast as the zombies from the 28 Days and 28 Weeks Later franchise. So the Glock 21 would be my first weapon to get, since it is a pretty common pistol that can be bought virtually anywhere, and is chambered for a more powerful cartridge, the .45 ACP, which is more powerful than the standard 9mm Parabellum, or even the 2.5 or 22 caliber pistols. The next weapon I would want is the frongie Spas 12, which is a semi-automatic or pump-action combat shotgun produced in Italy starting in 1979. Now, this is actually my favorite shotgun to appear in any horror movie or zombie apocalypse movie, and it also appears in the Dawn of the Dead movie, again in the hands of the CJ character. This weapon is chambered for the standard 12-gauge shell. It can be loaded with either 5 to 6 rounds in the standard version, and there are some variants that have extended tubular magazines that hold between 8 and 9 rounds. Now, this weapon actually appears in a variety of different zombie apocalypse movies outside of the Dawn of the Dead universe. It also appears in The Walking Dead in the hands of Daryl in Season 7, and The Walking Dead has the old-fashioned slow walking zombies, which are pretty easy to take down with a handgun, but in The Walking Dead universe, the zombies could be incapacitated completely with a single shotgun blast to the chest or spinal cord area. Now, going back to the 2004 version of Dawn of the Dead, the Spas 12 is so powerful that it could cripple a zombie with a single hit at almost any range within a few hundred yards. The character of CJ is seen incapacitating zombies with chest shots from about 100 to 200 yards away. In one scene, a zombie is hit with one of these 12-gauge slugs, and the power of that slug is literally cripples that zombie. It falls flat on his face and is never seen getting up again. He also uses this shotgun towards the end of the movie during the famous bus scene where he takes out 3 more zombies, again with single shots to the torso area, not even a headshot. This shotgun is so powerful that you don't even actually need a headshot. A single round to the torso of a fast-moving, undead type zombie is enough to cripple them. So this weapon would be an overkill to slow-moving walking zombies like you see in Night of the Living Dead or in the Walking Dead series. And it will automatically be a one-hit kill to any running, living infected type like you would see in the 28 Days or 28 Weeks Later franchise. So the SPAS 12 is pretty much the shotgun that I would want if I was in a zombie apocalypse. It's pretty much the only weapon I would really need, as long as I have 12-gauge ammunition, I could just take on any infected type. The only zombies that would actually be a threat to me are the ones seen in the Resident Evil franchise, which includes the zombies that are actually mutant tyrants and other types of abominations that the SPAS 12 simply can't take out in a single hit. So outside of the Resident Evil universe, the SPAS 12 would pretty much be an overkill to most zombies in the zombie genre. The next weapon on the list is the Chris Vector submachine gun, or PDW, from 2006, and this is actually a select-fire pistol carbine developed by the TDI company, later renamed the Chris Company back in 2006. And this is a multi-calibered pistol carbine that comes in a variety of different calibers, or in some cases comes with a conversion kit allowing you to convert it into different pistol calibers. The standard caliber, again, is the .45 ACP, which was already overpowered in the Glock 21 pistol, so a 45 coming from a submachine gun carbine is going to be even more powerful. But there are also variants chambered in the 9x19mm Parabellum, the .40 Smith & West pistol cartridge, the 10mm auto, and the 9x21mm IMI pistol cartridges also. This weapon is fed by either a 10 or 13 round standard magazine, but can also have either 33 to 40 round extended magazines, and has a rate of fire of upwards to 1,200 rounds per minute. It's faster than the standard Thompson submachine gun, or even the more modern UMP5 series of 45 caliber submachine guns, but it's actually lighter than some of those weapons. This weapon is pretty much a compact PDW style weapon. It is not as small as, say, an FNP90 or a PP2000 type submachine gun or PDW, but it is smaller than the standard submachine guns that you could find in the 45 ACP cartridge. Now, if I were in a zombie apocalypse, I would want a submachine gun or select fire carbine that can be easily converted into a different caliber in case I run out of the ammunition I started off with. For example, if I started off with 45 ACP and I ran out of that, and all I had left was, say, 9mm Parabellum or a 10mm auto, I would want to convert my submachine gun carbine into whatever ammunition I have left, so I could use whatever ammunition I have left. So this weapon would be a must in the zombie apocalypse. Now keep in mind, not that many of these guns seem to have been made, but they do appear to have been sold to a large number of buyers on the civilian market. So I would actually get one of these weapons, and if a zombie outbreak were to happen in real life, I would want this weapon. And again, the .45 ACP is powerful enough to stun even the fastest of zombies that we've seen in the zombie media. Like I said earlier, in Dawn of the Dead, which has the scariest zombies within the zombie, within the standard zombie lore, a 45 can incapacitate those zombies with one hit to the torso. And the 40 Smith & Wesson and maybe the 10mm auto could do the same. Another weapon I would want is an assault rifle. If I didn't have a pistol, a shotgun, or a submachine gun, I would at least want an assault rifle. And if I had to choose my assault rifle, I would choose the Austrian Steyr AUG. And this is a select fire bullpup assault rifle from 1977 to 1978. and has become a very common assault rifle, at least in Europe and even in other countries. This weapon is chambered for the standard 5.56 by 45mm NATO standard cartridge, but there is also a submachine gun version and a submachine gun conversion kit where you can convert this weapon to fire the standard 9x19mm parabellum pistol cartridge, which is literally the most common pistol cartridge out there, outside of the 22 long rifle. This weapon is fed by either a 30-round magazine or a 42-round extended magazine, and it has a rate of fire of 680 to 750 rounds per minute. Now, the reason I like the Steyr AUG is because it's a bullpup assault rifle, and it's one of the more common bullpup assault rifles that you can buy off the market. Being a bullpup rifle, it is much lighter than a standard assault rifle, let's say an M16 or an M14, which is actually a battle rifle, or even a Scar H, which is a heavy assault rifle. I also like the Steyr AUG as it is the first of the black rifles that I ever liked as a kid. It usually comes with a scope attached to it, so you don't have to buy a scope. It comes as part of the kit. And if you're in a zombie apocalypse, of course you're going to have to take out the zombies from a distance, especially if you're dealing with special infected zombies like the ones seen in Resident Evil, or even the ones seen in Last of Us franchise, or the zombies seen in Left 4 Dead, the franchise, all of which have special infected. You don't want to encounter those zombies. You don't want to combat those types of zombies up close. So it would be good to have an assault rifle that would allow you to take them out at mid to long range or from a long distance. So it's an assault rifle that kind of doubles as a light sniper rifle, which is exactly what you would need in a zombie apocalypse. And you can take out any surviving human enemies from a distance without actually having to confront them, which is very good in a zombie apocalypse. You don't want to put yourself in danger. So a bullpup assault rifle that has a scope on it is exactly what you need in a zombie apocalypse when it comes to dealing with the undead, the living type infected, or just living enemies in general. It is also the standard assault rifle used by the governor in the Walking Dead franchise, who is actually one of my favorite villains. And it is also used by a zombie, strangely enough, in the 2005 zombie apocalypse film known as Land of the Dead, which is another one of my old-time favorite horror movies, as that is one of the few horror movies, one of the few zombie apocalypse movies that actually have zombies learning. It has zombies learning to use weapons like assault weapons. The main zombie in that movie, Big Daddy, uses the Steyr as his standard weapon against the humans, so it's a good weapon against both zombies and humans. And finally, the number one weapon I would want is actually a rare weapon, and since this is a rare weapons channel, you already knew I was going to put a rare weapon in here, and that is the Italian AGM-1 carbine from about 1985. And this is actually a semi-automatic bullpup pistol carbine that was actually produced by an Italian company known as ALGI MIC, or Algamic as it's known. And this was actually a limited production, super rare bullpup pistol carbine that was chambered for a variety of different cartridges, either the 9mm Parabellum, the .45 ACP, the .40 Smith & Wesson, or the 9x21mm Israeli IMI cartridge. There was even a version chambered for the .22 long rifle. And this weapon is fitted with either a 6 to 20 round magazine or a 30 round extended magazine for the 9mm Parabellum variant. And only 100 of these were ever made, making them extremely rare. You can't find these on sale online in some areas. This is the pistol carbine I would want. Just like the Steyr AUG, this is a bullpup weapon, meaning it's extremely light, and it can also mount a scope, just like the Steyr AUG, although it can't use the same model of scope. Now, this weapon here is extremely light, and it can be used with one hand, just like the Steyr AUG. If I'm carrying a bag of like ammunition or food or clothes or whatever in this zombie apocalypse, I can fire this weapon with one hand, something you can't do with a lot of other assault rifles or pistol carbines. On top of that, this weapon is easily converted to different calibers. It actually comes with a conversion kit that allows you to chamber it, to rechamber it, and different cartridges. For example, this weapon starts off in 9mm Parabellum, but there are conversion kits that allow you to chamber it or rechamber it in the .45 ACP, the 40 Smith & Wesson, the 9mm Israeli cartridge, or even the 22 long rifle. The 22 being a very light, compact round where you can carry a large amount of ammunition. You can carry a ton of 22 ammo. You can carry more 22 ammo than you can 9mm or 45 ACP. But this is the perfect weapon for a zombie apocalypse. It's a pistol carbine. Pistol ammunition is very common everywhere, and you can chamber it for just about almost all of the standard pistol cartridges that can be found out there. The only problem is this weapon is rare, but if you can find one of these along with the conversion kit, you pretty much have the best weapon for the zombie apocalypse. It's a close range weapon, and it can take out just about most zombies. The only zombies you would have to worry about are the special infected, like the tank from the Left 4 Dead franchise, or maybe the Rat King from the Last of Us franchise, or the tyrants / G-mutants seen in the Resident Evil franchise, as those infected are pretty hard to take down without using high explosive weapons like an RPG-7 or some other form of rocket launcher / recoilless gun. So outside of the special infected, the powerful special infected types, this weapon would be pretty useful against just about any zombie, especially in 45 ACP. The 45 version would pretty much take out, kill, or stun just about any zombie at close range. And there you have it. These are the 5 weapons I would personally want in the zombie apocalypse, including one rare weapon. So which of these weapons did you like the most, and what weapons would you want in the zombie apocalypse? And what were your favorite apocalypse-themed movie or video game? My favorite movie is the 2004 version of Dawn of the Dead, and my favorite zombie survival horror game is the Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 series of zombie survival horror games, as that is actually the funnest one I played. I would say Resident Evil, but Resident Evil kind of gets boring after a while once you beat the campaign, whereas Left 4 Dead is just infinitely fun long after you completed the campaign missions. Please tell me in the comments section below, and until next time, this was J-Man Time, signing off.